TriPod, what's up? Ryan.
Hi guys, my name's Powys.
Sup? I'm Jaaron.
Sup?
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 And thus, poddeth beginneth. Cade.
Is that Latin?
We had a couple pre-pod routes. Couple movies we were talking about.
That's
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
Okay, nice.
yeah.
Good stuff.
I mean, we're like talking about how great of a movie Dodgeball is. Some of the jokes didn't age so well, but
When did jokes ever age?
That's
well?
very true.
I mean, there's obviously like some perfect examples, but like,
yeah.
man,
the exception makes the rule. But yeah, no. Dodgeball, just from the Dodgeball for me has brought me the term ESPN8.
Yeah,
the Ocho.
I don't know if it's real.
Which is it real?
I'm pretty sure it's real.
The Ocho?
It's not the Ocho,
There
but
is
like it's a
ESPN,
version of
I think.
ESPN where they have like ridiculous games like marble racing and shit like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Which has become like, I love sports that aren't necessarily like.
Oh, just like weird
Massive.
competitions.
Indeed.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
World Tag League that we were watching.
World Tag League.
It's like there's these parkour dudes that chase
Yeah.
each other, and it's like one dude's running away while the other guy tries to tag him. There's like
Yeah, so
all
tag.
these but like there's like how would you even describe
It's
it?
parkour tag in an arena that's just made up of a bunch of like
Shit, they can climb.
3 steps of
Yeah.
stairs
Yeah,
with
yeah,
arms.
yeah.
So they're just
Galloping,
through
jumping
and
through stuff.
grabbing.
It's actually kind of dope.
They're pretty athletic.
And it's nasty, like
Dudes dummy themselves on bars.
just go and get the
Oh.
one touch, and then the refs are there like, you got it, man, cloth. But that's a fantastic ESPN8.
Does cloth count? You get the shirt?
I don't know. I don't think so. I
They
never
wear
counted.
baggy. They wear pretty baggy stuff. So I'd imagine if it did, then they wouldn't. Even
Yeah.
though they're pretty, it's pretty cool people. Cool air quotes. Cool for our listeners at home.
Well, they probably have like. They're not just there in their own clothes. Yeah, they have like jerseys and stuff. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
Uniform.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably fine then if they're all on the same playing field.
Yeah.
Right. But these guys are a bit like, oh, it's all good, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, they're professional tag players. Man. They have a pretty good time.
They got a little bit of style, a little bit of swag. Hilariously, I was on a bit of a ESPN8 rabbit hole the other day, and I legit watched a round of competitive dodgeball.
Really?
It was Team USA versus Team Canada.
Dude, that's actually straight up, man. I think dodgeball would be a sweet spectator sport.
I mean, if you think about how much fun you
Yes.
had, true,
Not would be,
deal.
since it is.
Snodge. If you think about how, like, I just love any game that has just defined rules. Maybe not any, but
Yeah.
most. They mostly are just designed to have little mini climaxes throughout and a climactic.
Well, if people are like trying hard at it and competing hard, like yeah, I can probably get into it.
Right?
It's fun to watch.
And the people on the sidelines are like, oh, the guy from Canada was down.
Yeah.
He was the last one. He had a ball. And there's 3 USA dudes left, and they're wearing Dream Team USA, Michael Jordan's 96 team. Everyone's got their own different number. And I was like, oh, like, I love those jerseys, but could never wear one because they're so USA, and I just I just couldn't do it. And it was 3 against 1, and he's boom, bopping them away, saving them, and every throw they miss, there's someone behind who rolls them to like a pile. So if they throw and miss, you just get it. Like it's not like it bounces back and na.
Sure.
So when he's down that 3-1, it's like that moment where it's like, you can save us, because these guys aren't. You gotta get me. You gotta get angry.
Yeah, okay, so with your now expertise on the sport, how accurate is Dodgeball the movie?
I mean, I'll say so-so.
So-so.
Not so-so as in come see, come sa.
Okay.
So-so as in so very accurate. Because,
You're a little lick there.
but it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not sure Dodgeball on YouTube I was watching was culturally untouched by Dodgeball the movie. In fact, by the setting, it's like, you gotta think Dodgeball the movie had an effect on this dark court with, or maybe, I'm not sure how they did Dodgeball the movie.
I can't imagine it did.
Right?
Right?
Because they're in these beautiful kits. I mean, what's the purple team? The Cobras?
Purple Cobras.
Yeah, perfect.
Dude, so fire.
How about this? met a dude at work named Laser a couple weeks ago, and he's this big, beefy dude. Nicest dude ever. But
That's
he came in a couple
career,
times.
huh?
His name's like, I thought I misheard.
Of course.
He's speaking to my coworker. He's like, my name's Laser. Writing it on the door, and it's like, Laser.
With a Z.
Dude,
I can't remember if it was a Z or not.
that's crazy.
Did he pick?
She wrote it with a Z, I think.
Get this, dude never took off his Oakleys. he's got them on the whole time.
I knew some, because some parents let their kid name themselves.
Really?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Man, I would have had some stupid ass name,
Right?
Think about your emails from when you were like
Yeah.
12 years old.
My name probably just would have been Darth Vader.
Yeah,
This would have been my name.
Mine would have probably been sports related or Power Rangers.
I certainly would have been Green Ranger. Because I did not have that avenue to name myself and still tried to name myself.
Okay, so wait. So point being, some parents let their kids name themselves. All adults are allowed to name themselves. Dream's not over, boys.
Shit.
How would you navigate?
I could still
being
have
like,
a stupid ass name.
By the
right
way,
now.
my name is Vader now.
My name's
So.
Staunch.
I'd probably just go by Omni.
Omni. Omni what?
Call me Omni. Or you could go by my
I actually like that, dude.
Annis.
Omni.
Arcanus.
What the fuck?
The Omni. Potent Magic the Gathering reference.
Yeah.
Out there. Can we get some coasters in here? I'm just kidding. But Omni's a sweet name. I guess
It's actually not a half bad name.
all those spiritual whatever. I mean, back in the day, we laughed and it was front page news when someone was named Apple or Moses or Hitler. But that kid literally named Adolf Hitler got to get what's it? Is it exoneration when you divorce your parents?
Emancipation.
Emancipation.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
You got exonerated for a lot of hate shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
He's like, I'm just gonna name my kid Hitler, and then he's just gonna get away with everything.
Yeah, some unfortunate
Exo-
clerical errors, and he went down for some bad shit.
Okay, exoneration is innocent. Right?
He goes to the courthouse, and they're like, "This can't be right." Sorry, you going to jail for 600 years?
Oh yeah, hilarious. You got my records mixed. I'm not
The name says right here.
simple. Did you guys ever watch the television show Happy Endings? Did you ever dabble, Jared?
Is that the one that had the dude who played Coach, the new girl?
Yes.
It was like the 4 friends. I watched it with you a little bit, like one season.
There was an episode where one of them dates a dude who's like a super good catch, but his last name's Hitler, and it becomes a bit of a staunch nosity in the show. But it's one of my favorite shows for sure. Yeah, it towed the line of this show is way too witty with the puns,
Right.
and they would just hitch on that with a pun, hitch on that with another pun, hitch on that with a third pun, and by the end of it, you're like, you know what, I love it.
Yeah.
Just give me all of the pun nani that I can handle.
Nice.
Yeah, what's his name's wife is in it? I mean, that's
Oh,
not
yeah.
a good way to talk.
That's who she is.
Hold on.
And they're related to what's his face.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
No. Her, Eliza Cuthbert's husband plays in the NHL.
Nice.
His name's
Jared Stoll.
actually
No,
Dion Phaneuf, I thought.
that was like ex-girlfriend, wasn't it?
They didn't get married?
No.
Who's Dion Phaneuf's husband? Carrie
I can't.
Carrie Underwood? Carrie Underwood's with one of the Panthers.
Oh, she's yeah.
The Nashville dude.
Yeah.
Some of my residual sports centers coming out. Crazy how that happened, man. I used to be like all up on all the hockey shit, watch Sports Center every night. They give you the perfect download. Here's everything in the NHL. At the end, here's a piece of history. And then I discovered Reddit, and I was like, wait, I can just do this, but with only soccer? Like, I'm going to just do this, but only watch soccer highlights tonight. Like, sick, I can watch our highlights tonight, but it's not a myriad of sport.
Makes sense, man.
And it would be like, you wonder why we learn and know the sports stuff so well, because they just repeat it, make it available to us in the most like beautiful way. Like imagine if they did other pieces of information like that.
Like highlights, you mean?
Highlights
Or like
since
sports
like
center,
repetition, really.
Yeah, okay.
Repetition. Like highlight, sure, but it's like highlight, see the highlight again, have the analysis about the highlight. Like we made the joke when Kawhi Leonard sunk the big bouncy one.
The big bouncy one.
That went in and took
the big bouncy one heard around the world. They call it.
I mean, shit.
It was heard around the T-dot because we watched we got to like
30 something times, I think, that Sports Center. It was ridiculous.
Just showing it over and over again.
Different angles, because it was like probably the biggest moment in Toronto sports in like this generation.
That's fair. That's fair.
The Leafs aren't worth shit, for the record.
Oh, spoken like a true knucklehead.
We're the best team in Canada.
Too soon.
Dude.
I mean, yeah.
There's no argument.
Ooh.
On that highlight thing,
Yes.
I was thinking that like, I think the reason why it's because it's happening in real time. And people are like living through it. Like something like history.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's not relevant to me. That shit happened so long ago.
Right.
And I don't think people have an appreciation for like the context of how all of this stuff leads to where we're at now.
Mm.
I feel like there's like an emotional connection to sports too. Where it's
Right.
like you're watching this and then you watch it back, you watch the highlights, you're like, oh, that happened.
Well, it's easy to digest, man. Like,
That
you just
too.
see a dude do a sick-ass move.
Yeah. True.
You see it 100 times, it just gets hammered into your little lizard brain, and you're like, oh, it's so sick!
Right? Little dopamine every time.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, exactly.
Top right corner.
Yeah.
Top right corner. I tried to do that shot.
Yeah.
I tried that. I tried that.
I tried that.
Yeah, exactly. Give me a while. Well, that is a valid point. And it's a very, to that end, Jaaron, it's a sophisticated matrix of things that makes sport so...
Someone just scored.
indelible, because it's like, yeah, freaking, it's relevant now. Here's the history. Let's take you back, like in the middle of the game. Hey, flashback, Canucks fans. You guys remember playing the Blackhawks 10 times and losing every time and then finally winning? Hey, and they like give you that little bit of history like during our package and stuff, and they could like tie it in. But, not really a whole lot of straight knowledge goes around like that, but I guess
I think it is if you look for it.
but that's the thing, like sports is just like
It's just there.
Well, sports is so immediately exciting that you want to pay attention to
True.
stuff like that, right? But
it's
like,
true.
for, like world history or something like this.
Indeed.
Like, I definitely enjoy watching like really condensed, bits of information about different world history kind of things. Stuff like that.
you?
Yeah, you guys might not notice it. Yeah, but no, like I think it's like a totally similar thing. Getting that like condensed to like it's like thick with information kind of stuff. It's interesting to watch.
Yeah.
It's just so much more widely available for something like sports,
Right.
and it's something that's just so easy to, like I say, easy to digest.
Yeah.
And it's universal.
Yeah,
True.
exactly. Yeah,
Like,
everyone gets
Anyone
it.
anywhere gets it. Whereas
Yeah.
like history, a lot of times if you don't have some kind of connection to it,
True.
you need to have like a desire to want to learn about it.
Yeah.
To
True.
find that connection to it, I think.
Yeah. No doubt.
And like to find connection to a history that's not your own.
Yeah.
Right.
Or related to where you're living in the world.
Right.
Well, that being said, as a like somewhat sports fan, sports I'm not interested in. Do you? Like I couldn't care less, man.
True. True.
Like I really don't care.
Yeah.
True. True.
And like, I think that I notice that more and more. Maybe living in Vancouver, that's the case. It's not like a sports crazy city.
Yeah.
But I'm noticing it more and more where people couldn't be really bothered
Yeah.
like by sports.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's just like,
Yeah, I like that immediately available and like the kind of dopamine rip type line of thought, because Kevin Smith was on Rich Roll's pod talking about comparing sport. He's like, I don't care about he's like, I love like hockey
Yeah.
and outside that, don't really care too much about sports, but you could tune into my stuff and see, guys in bright colors fight each other for supremacy in a comic book form, or tune into TSN and see guys in funny colors fighting for athletic supremacy. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
it's the same kind of narratives playing
for
out,
me,
for sure.
I love what I call in soccer the Bloods Crips Derby,
Right.
which is
Okay.
when a blood red team
Explains itself.
and a royal blue team play. My team being Manchester United, playing in ruby red all the time.
Sure.
And for a while there, Chelsea were their arch nemesis. And in terms of locking horns for Premier League supremacy, and that was just, I love watching those games. And I hate watching Chelsea play Man City, because Chelsea plays in deep blue and City plays in sky blue.
Their outfits are just not cute.
They're just not cute. My dad's like, that's because they, some people have black and white televisions and someone has to wear light and someone has to wear dark. I'm like, is there a black and white TV still kicking?
There probably is. There's probably some
a
museum
museum.
turns it on to black and white on purpose.
Not with a freaking one of those plugs that you can get cable with. Actually, I'm talking out of my rear, but when am I not? So who cares?
Yeah, could you even? Yeah, I'm sure you could definitely rig up a black and white TV. You'd probably need like a couple of converters and stuff.
Well, I mean,
these
we
days,
think
but-
about. I sleep on how these basic technologies can stand the test of time and how sturdy they are. Like a cable thing. Like, it's just a simple wire. Like, why, I guess it makes sense that there could be a port for it in the back of, you know, an old RS TV or whatever. Like, they had to get... Oh, I guess they had antennas, right? Antenna? We sound like total freaking...
But you had to plug that into the TV.
Swipists?
Right? You swipe this?
Look at these millennials. Born with a phone in my mouth. Gosh, they'll never know. Kids born after us will never know life without a phone. Actually, remember when we were in grade 9 and they brought out that cart full of laptops?
I'm sure they still do that.
That steel cart?
Oh yeah, and it had them all like plugged in, the
Yeah.
Apple laptops.
Still, that was like, we have computers here, dude.
Yeah.
This is
that was pretty new.
Yeah.
At
Dude.
that point, right?
We had them in grade 7, and it was like a designated time once or twice a week where it's like, yo, you get to use your laptops to write or just do computer
That's
stuff.
sick. I didn't get that.
Not in grade 7.
No.
I remember in the grade 7 visit where we saw each other for like the here's your orientation to the high school we went to. Is it doxing if we name drop? Probably not, right?
Probably not. It's doxed in the back.
Ooh, but that's for the nerds that want
It's in the
digest all of the...
You have to go to YouTube and find the podcast for what high school we went to. It's on the yearbook. Somewhere in this room.
Yeah.
Anyway, we when we got to the Burnsview Library, I saw the EMAT. Oh fuck.
Redacted. Redacted.
When we went to
Put that in for a
the
pound, dude. Here's my address.
yeah, I'm over it. No, we this kid find us. No, when I saw the Emacs there.
Massage place?
No.
There's a 24-hour massage place close to where we live, and I'm pretty sure it's not a massage place. It's also
A 24-hour massage place?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see why you think that.
And what's it called?
Emacs.
Emacs Massage.
Emacs.
Emacs.
Like neon
massage.
signs all up all over it, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's much investigating needs to be done, man. That's pretty clear.
But I was referring to the lowercase e Macs as in Macintoshes
Okay.
that we had in the Burnsview Library, those big white bubble computers.
Yeah.
I remember we got there, it was all Windows at my elementary school, which will remain nameless, I hope. And
I hope, yeah, you hope it's us
No.
throwing out names.
Drawing the line
No.
at elementary schools, man.
No! But yeah, I was just thrilled that I would be like, oh, Max, all these people have had this advantage on me my whole life. Everyone had the PC to PC. I'm about to hit Command C. Like, take me to Burnsview now. Take me to church. Take me to wherever we went. There was a church once.
There was a church
There was a show.
that sold hot dogs to us in the basement.
Dude, that was actually sick.
They were free.
Were they? Oh yeah, they were.
They were free.
Once a
Were
month?
They free?
They were free. It was like...
You're like this month
They're
is for the
free.
grade 9s, this month is
Yeah.
for the grade 10s, and like
Yeah,
some
yeah.
old ladies giving us hot dogs in the church basement.
Yeah, and then there was Halo 3 going on.
Yes.
And kids got dummy.
Yes.
I'll just say that.
Kids are getting murdered in Halo. Man. Do LAN parties, did they survive COVID? No.
I don't think so.
I mean, that was like the one thing that was, not the one thing, but something, yeah, sure, LAN parties are unbelievable,
Yeah.
but it's like playing online is also just like, we can just play online.
I mean, that was kind of the thing. It was like playing online was a lot less convenient for bigger groups. Like you could definitely do it, but like the infrastructure
Really?
wasn't as good.
Really?
So that's why we just, all huddle in a basement with all our TVs and Xboxes and shit, and then
But
just
that
crush
was,
the ladder all night.
I was just gonna say, wouldn't you guys crush the Wi-Fi though? Everyone being on the same connection?
No, that's not the issue. The issue is like, like the voice chat and stuff like that built into the Xbox and things like this, and you had to have like big clunky like headsets with like legitimately like 6 foot long wires that would get like caught onto your chair and stuff like that. But if we're all just in the same room, and just kind of whatever,
you just legit full squad, 6 of us. What can you remember your clan tag? Literally clan tag. Is it PC?
Well, I mean, like for for like different games, different things. Dude, the peak absolutely though of the high school LAN partying was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, our 6-man squad, 750 game win streak.
Incredible.
We never lost.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love going to Kevs every once in a while and seeing that number get higher and higher and higher. It's like, dude, honestly, we just stopped. He's caring. Like, it's fun. Like, we just win every game. And it was...
We did. We won every game. Well, because we'd only play when the 6 of us were there to play.
Right.
And it was like with... they probably do the same now, but there was no like tiered matchmaking. It was just like all public matches. So you're just playing against people of whatever skill. Rank, right? So normally it would just be like pub stomping. We'd just be playing against people who were like weren't good and also weren't on a team together already. And we were like pulling strats and things like that. And plus individually all of us were like well above average players and stuff.
Absolutely. So as a fan of greatness, it was awesome to witness that. It was awesome to witness it from afar. It was awesome to be part of the LAN parties. Of course, I felt a bit left out. Being a PlayStation person.
Yeah, we'd have like 7 Xboxes and Powys show up with this PS3.
But I'm like, yo, I lined it up so that my biggest manager mode game is gonna happen tonight. So like, you guys are having your sick time, but like, I'm about to play the Champions League final too.
Dude, that's it. That's it too. That's like, we kind of got to that point later as we kept doing it anyway, because we did it for like up until in university kind of thing.
Wow.
But we got to the point where we weren't playing the same games anymore, so we just like hang out and all play like whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you would like deconnected LAN party basically.
Pretty much, yeah.
Whoa! I guess I say disconnected is a real word, but whoa! Unconnected LAN party, right?
And then that just got totally replaced by all of us getting into PCs, and then PC gaming online is just so much better.
Then you guys met League of Legends.
Yeah. And then I spent a lot of time playing League of Legends.
I mean, pretty much, it's the most popular game of our age group, or just ever in general.
I think for like online competitive games anyway. I think like Minecraft might be like the most popular game of all time, which is actually a sick game, honestly.
Right.
But spent a lot of hours playing League of Legends.
I loved it. I loved how League mirrored my soccer love a bit there. Yeah. When you guys were waking up at the crack to watch competitive.
Yeah, for sure, man. Dude, back to the sports shit. That's the closest I've ever followed sports, was when at the peak of our League of Legends playing, I was following the pro scene. Right. Like I knew like all the stats of all the dudes and all the teams, and like we had a fantasy league going, and
Top 9 baby. C9, what's up?
C9 was that was my team for sure. C9 or Fnatic. Fnatic was.
Fnatic! Who was that guy that did that gnarly dodge that day? Remember, I watched with you guys one time, and he just fucking flame ball. I think it was. Is Fnatic one person?
No, it's a team. It's a team.
I think it was a dude or perhaps a lady on Fnatic who. I was watching. It was just like, no way! I would love it. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, that was a ton of fun. But then, once I just fucking burnt out on that game, couldn't watch the pro scene anymore. Wow. I play it like once in a while now.
Just like straight up burnout. Like you're just like, I've done too much. To a bad degree. Like I'd be playing like 8 hours a day sometimes while I had days off and stuff like that. But not a good space to be in. And it wasn't even like I was like that good. Like I was reasonably good, but like I was still so far off anything of note. But there's that spectrum of quality that like you get decently good at something and then you realize how bad you are.
Well, it's exactly it. Yeah, I was good enough at the game that like I was like top whatever low percentage. Right. But just the difference of skill between like my level of play and the pros was just it was so much further than I had gotten already. Right. Just like it's a particular kind of person who can do it, I guess. Yeah. It's a talent portion of it, obviously, right?
Yeah, and a bit of
same with like sports, right? Same kind of thing.
Getting it at the right time.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Type thing.
Getting it at the right time, you have to put in a serious amount of time.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to talk about reps, repetition.
Yeah. Well, and it's like the boring
Really
practice stuff. Yeah.
That's the thing too, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna like be tedious and like it has to be something like I'm going to get better at this, and like for a lot of people, it's like I'm playing this to enjoy myself. Am I willing to like?
Well, it was like a weird time in our lives too, of like just reaching manhood,
Right.
kind of thing, and
Right.
and having like weird like testosterone.
Speaking of testosterone, here's a word from our sponsors.
Hey, are you okay?
Things haven't been the same since Nam,
Yeah, no doubt, man.
but at least this Sunday at 4, I have bon appetit.
I'm on HGH now.
Nice.
Actually?
No, fuck. Come on now.
Man, you've been swelling lately. Damn. You gotta get there. Okay.
So how much can you take before you start tipping off tests?
I don't know. Should we try
That's
it?
no. That's the whole thing.
That's
Right.
an
I mean,
episode.
that's the whole industry, isn't it?
That's the whole thing. I really want to finish talking about LOL.
Dude, we can just tie this into it. There's
Yes.
you can't take Adderall in professional league because
That's
it's
so
insanity.
funny to me. Kev was showing me videos of people playing Counter-Strike.
Right, yeah, I don't know if they brought it over to the league, but I think it was a thing in like
Taking
Counter-Strike
Adderall,
or
they were
something.
so good. It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
click, 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 like nailing
It's like the perfect performance enhancing drug for that, man. It's just hyper focus.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Clicking stuff real fast.
there's
With
a spectrum of cheating. There's Lance Armstrong blood doping, the most sophisticated cheating ring ever seen in sport, as described by a few arbitrary courts. And then there's a dude who,
Icarus, baby.
Yeah, dude, that was great.
That was like wide scale.
damn son, that dude was like, "What do you want to know?" Like,
Yeah.
it's like I'm the guy who made Russia happen, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even sweat it.
The hubris on that guy was great. I thought he was just gonna get away with it the whole time too. I wasn't like that familiar with the whole story.
Right?
And then like he gets caught during the movie, and I was just like, wait, what the fuck's going on here?
I honestly didn't even understand the piece of the movie before like shit hit the fan, because I was just
Same.
thinking,
Same.
well, this guy has got to have a modicum of stress
Yeah.
about this. He has to lose a wink at night. But he's just like, what?
It's that Russian attitude, man. Yeah.
More juice.
Do whatever it takes to win, man.
Homie's got me.
Cheating is just a smart way to play, right?
Well,
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
part of me, and there's some cultures around the world that do believe that,
yeah.
and
I get it.
I do believe it. The Astros won the World Series
Ugh.
recently.
Yeah.
And they went too far.
Yeah.
So the dude who's at bat got a buzz.
Right, they had like radios and shit like that.
There's
Relaying
some-
their signals. They had like a little system to be relay. Like this is what pitch you're about to get thrown.
Yeah. Like
That's too far.
that, yeah. Like I can understand some cheating being like that
Right.
is just smart playing.
Mhm.
That is obviously just straight up
Right.
like no.
And maybe, I would want to be a little more familiar with Counter-Strike before saying it, but perhaps Adderall is also that too far. That like someone who's
Well, Adderall
Just
it's
not that
it's
sick.
more akin to steroids.
Yeah.
Right. Like it's
It's making you perform better.
But
yeah,
that's
it's
the thing.
making you perform better than you're capable of otherwise,
Right.
right? And that's why it's
Right.
not allowed.
So Mark McGrath took steroids, the batter.
Yeah.
Mark McGuire.
Mark
Mark
McGrath.
McGrath.
Mark McGrath is. I thought this at first. I was like, no, he probably knows what he's talking about. Mark McGrath is
Mark
fucking.
McGrath.
He's the
No,
the dude
he's the dude from
Sugar
Sugar Ray!
Sugar Ray.
Sugar Ray! Right?
Yeah.
No, it was someone in some video.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was,
just called him Sugar Gay, and he's like getting super heated.
Yeah, it was
with
like
that.
Cody Co video. They were like,
Oh,
watching.
right.
Well, I mean, like they were watching the video in that video.
Okay,
So
sorry.
Yeah.
Mark McGuire.
I mean, we can talk about Mark McGrath, man.
That's valid too.
Sugar Ray's got some jam,
The
right?
hairstyle that defined
That's
a
a pretty
4
good
years.
impression. That's a pretty good impression.
Okay, Mark McGrath, sorry.
Was a pitcher.
Bash Bros, baby.
Bash Bros.
Pitcher?
I don't.
No, he was
I
a
don't
he
know.
was a homie dude. I remember he was.
They were both just. Well, I think he was a pitcher, but they were both just like
They were just
crushing home runs.
cranking home runs.
He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated for Kids. I remember as like
Yeah,
a big
yeah.
caricature, just hitting a homer to the moon. But the point was, Jose Canseco was a pitcher.
Yes.
I believe so.
Jose
I'm not
Canseco
sure.
was a juice pitcher, and Barry Bonds was a juice batter. So I was thinking like, yo, if you're juice batting, you're batting against juice pitchers. So
What's the other guy?
I can't remember who it was. It had like a stand-up bit where they're like, let's just give them all steroids and then see what happens.
Different league, man. Absolutely.
Oh, the steroid, it'd be like Blitz the League.
Yes, dude, totally.
Did you guys ever play that game?
Absolutely.
Oh my god, what a game.
Yeah, what a game.
amazing. Guys running away. I'll never forget the trailer. Guys hunting him down, takes off his helmet, smashes him on the head. It's like you get injured in the game, like you leave him out or juice it.
Yeah.
Juice it. You watch the bone uncrack and put him in. That's exceptional.
Probably one of the best sports games ever made.
Write it down. I'm emulating it. I'm playing this tomorrow.
That's fair, man.
I'm just gonna quickly write bullets on my arm.
Yo, pen review.
Pen review.
What's this like? How is this?
Let's find out.
I give this 2 strokes out of 3.
It's not really fair to.
It's not exactly a canvas.
It's not fair to try that on a oily
salad.
tattoo.
Powys is about to get some mad spinach when he goes home.
Dude, oh my god.
Nice.
Can we talk about the law of attraction? Botsy and I, in our pod, our pod, my other pod is why I said my.
You're cheating on us?
We play music that is significant. One of the songs that we played was significant to Botsy and I playing soccer together.
Sure.
And then after he played it, almost as a fucking summoning, then my coach or my captain of my team was like, hey, we need players. And I was like, boys, we need players. What do you think? You guys want to play? And it was like, yes. But it was like, play this song that's about our time as Coyotes together.
Sure.
And it's like, oh, it's so sick. And then it was like the next day, hey, you trying to play? So then last night we had a pod and I was like, okay, I have to be pretty careful with what I play this time because I'm worried about the repercussions. I played Britney Spears. Piece of Me. An amazing, amazing song. I miss his lifestyles of the rich and famous. You want a piece of me.
Yeah.
I miss his... Oh my god, that Britney Shameless. You wanna be? I miss his extra, this just in. You wanna be? I miss his she's too big, now she's too thin. Damn, she got judged hard, dude.
Pretty sick.
She has just filed for emancipation?
Yeah.
Or
it's emancipation.
Exoneration.
She's trying to get control over money and stuff like that.
And her career.
Yeah.
Like she's like suing her dad to not be her freaking circus whipper.
Yeah.
She's like, I wrote this song. All eyes on me in the center of a ring, just like a circus. Anybody hearing me? Don't stand there watching me. Please help me. Show me what you can do. Like, Britt.
Have you seen her on Instagram?
No.
She's like kind of got a weird Instagram.
Okay.
Where like, first of all, she has like, I don't even know how to like describe it. Like she just has like videos of her like dancing and stuff for like her phone camera kind of thing. But she's looking straight into the camera, and it's a bit unnerving. But like, you know, it's Britney.
Right. No.
So you know that's already so deep seated that you know I can't turn away from that.
It's actually true. She was so. I mean, her life was you're born to be an entertaining thing. You're 5 years old, you're a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, so unfortunately she just like kind of brought up as a product, right?
Indeed.
Yeah, the whole child star. Is that still like as much of a thing as it was?
Dude, TikTok and Vine and all that stuff is child star things. They just don't stay in the limelight. I guess they just don't stay in the limelight in the same
No, I would say it's even worse.
I feel like
now.
I
feel like it's spreading. Because
Okay.
they do the shit in like sports now where it's okay, you're 6 and like this is the most elite sport thing. We're gonna play the national anthem for a bunch of 10-year-olds. And then the kid gets cut the next year and then it's like
it's just way too much pressure
no
on
one's
kids.
one's playing the national anthem anymore. Am I still special?
Yeah.
I still have the tracksuit.
It's like kids committing suicide when they found out that TikTok's getting banned. So they're like, what's my life now? I was like, you are 12 years old. What do you mean? You haven't even lived your life yet.
Life after TikTok does exist. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I feel like it's like they get a taste of the limelight and then it gets like taken away.
Right.
And then it's like, I had it.
That does seem worse.
Right?
Well, in terms...
It's like apples and oranges.
The widespread issue, I guess.
The widespread is worse, but I think in terms of just like an impact of being a Britney Spears who's been in the limelight for her whole life and doesn't know a normal life.
If you think about Britney, what she was paying for what she was getting, that ratio was much better
Right.
Because Britney, it's like, okay, now you're a millionaire.
Right.
You're a household name for the rest of your life. Versus a TikTok person or an Instagram person, you know, shares a naked photo or any type of like damning, or like they give themselves and then maybe they get it for a minute.
I feel like it's subjective.
That's
Because like
fair.
Britney Spears is now in a legal battle with her family.
Yeah.
And is now alienated from her family, and like who does she have if she doesn't have family?
Yeah, pretty much the only upside she got are material, right?
Exactly.
And
I guess that's probably not entirely fair. She probably feels a reasonable sense of like accomplishment and stuff, and,
Sure.
and you know, having a bunch of fans who really obviously care about her and stuff.
right?
Probably
she-
not.
Did she
not
write her
purely-
songs? Like, I mean, what's it
Oh,
like?
I'm pretty doubtful.
Like back in the day?
I'm pretty doubtful.
I mean,
Maybe
how-
she might have written a few later in her career, but I can pretty much guarantee she didn't write the hits.
Even Piece of Me, I was listening to it, like I know who produced this, Pharrell.
She might have like co-written it.
It's pretty like, oh, yes! Just had a sick fucking memory, dude. There's this. Well, okay, no, I don't want to. I'll get to that later. I'll keep you speed if you remember. But yeah, no. Whatever we were just talking about.
We were talking.
Britney's artistic integrity.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we were speaking on her behalf. I have no idea.
That's the thing too.
Of course not.
Speaking
Yeah.
on
Not even a clue.
Yeah, none of us have
Speculation.
any idea.
Speculation.
Yeah.
Casual conversation. I had my gasp because I thought of a moment where I was proven so wrong.
Nice.
And I love those moments. I was listening to one of my most iconic albums, one of the most iconic ones I've ever listened to, 2001 by Dr. Dre. It was kind of like the first CD that my middle brother Matic had, and he would spin it all the time. We'd listen to it for the, days in a row, whatever. And I didn't realize that Dr. Dre didn't write his own verses until kind of later on, and then it like became obvious. Like my buddies were telling me, like, dude, everybody knows like everyone else wrote for Dre, and there's this one song called Bang Bang. Everywhere I go, all I ever seem to see is bang bang chicka, bang bang, and he raps just like Eminem, and I'm like, oh my god, like this dude, like I just can't even not see Eminem rapping this right now. Like,
you
it's
just tell the
so,
style, yeah.
it's just identical. And then I'm watching this hip hop documentary a few days ago, and I find out it wasn't Eminem that wrote it. It was Royce da 5'9", which is like one of Eminem's like, okay, you're a rapper in Detroit I love, you're gonna like be a big star now. Here, I'll put you on. And then he made an album with this guy, but he has a very, very similar style to Eminem.
Sure.
And then I was just like, I can't believe that this whole time I thought like this is for sure him. If not, and Dre never cared about who wrote his stuff. He's just like, dude, I'm making the beats and just getting a little bit of credit and making a beautiful.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's pretty fair to still say that Dre wrote the songs. Like, he
Yes.
did so much of that process, right? Like, he didn't write all the words or anything, sure, but like,
Right.
still majority of the work was him for sure.
And nobody questions his, overall acumen.
Oh yeah, I don't think anybody can.
No, legend. But
I mean, I'm not even like a big hip hop and rap guy, and like, I can. I can't help but recognize.
Yeah. No, you gotta recognize it. And then he made beats, which is like the beats are kind of their own thing of like, for a minute it was like, oh, these are really nice headphones, and then it was like, for the same price you could get way nicer headphones. But
No,
maybe
I think that
later
was
on.
a cult of personality thing, I think, around that, man. It's
True.
like it's a mediocre product with a big name on it.
Yep.
Which is a bit disappointing.
Yep.
You hate to see someone you think is integrous
Oh.
kind of shilling a bit.
Yeah, shilling just a little.
I mean, to be fair, I've never used them. They might be fine. I've heard pretty much bad reviews, though.
Yeah.
At least at the price point. Maybe if they
At the
weren't,
price point.
Maybe if they weren't as expensive, people would think they were good.
I mean, if you've got Audio-Technica, Shure, is there another one? Sennheiser,
Yeah.
then
You can find some pretty great headphones.
they're gonna beat them. Skill like for the same money.
Yeah.
You are not.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like, so like a beat maker, rapper, producer comes out with a line of headphones. Like, I know this dude's not in the in the firm, writing up the designs for these things, right? He's signing off on the look and the colors of it.
Totally.
Right? He's not wiring them himself in his basement.
Business is just insane. It's crazy how 50 Cent made all that money overnight.
Is he still rich?
Oh, dude. Yes.
He's like a boxing promoter or something now?
He's 50 cents.
Yeah. He does whatever he wants because
seems that way.
he got 400 million.
He's laughing straight to the bank.
I think 15 years ago, Pepsi bought the parent company of Vitamin Water, which 50 Cent owned.
Oh.
So Vitamin Water was 10% of like
Vitamin Water.
Aquanation or something.
Right.
And then they bought Aquanation for $4 billion. Back when that was a fudge ton of money.
Insane.
And then
So
50 got 400 million, and then it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, 400 million will do that, man.
Take this, Jay-Z. And then I'm going straight to the banquet. Ha ha ha. Like so many, dude. So many.
That's easily my favorite piece.
Dude, he did well. I mean,
Yeah.
Jadakiss murdered him on their beef. They had a beef. And
Yeah.
Jadakiss released a song, Checkmate. Is one of the most nasty diss songs. Yeah, you got a felony, but you ain't a predicate. Never the king of New York. You live in Connecticut. Woo! Just like, yeah.
Big place.
You ain't get shot again yet, so what's your second album about? Just go back to selling clothes and sneakers, because out of your whole clamp, your flow is the weakest. Because some guys in G-Unit can spit. For real, man. Lloyd Banks and fucking, maybe not Tony Yayo so much, but I mean, all due respect, I suppose. But Lloyd Banks and Young Buck.
You know what? You were just doing that. Powys was just giving himself daps for the people listening.
Right.
But it just reminded me of the reactions of people in those rap battle videos. Powys was all about them.
Right.
During COVID, like when we were at home, Powys was many rap battle videos.
Dude.
And they were like just heated.
It depends what line you go down, because I could go the greatest ones of all time, the most personal ones of all time, the most personal, scathing ones of all time.
They made me uncomfortable to watch sometimes. I had to stop watching because I was just like, this is too ruthless.
Too real.
Cortez versus Paulo Han. He's like, rest in peace, Bruce B. And I would never disrespect him. And the guy he's battling pulls up his shirt like, rest in peace, Bruce B. He's got it. Like, this guy was in the battle scene and like very recently died. Oh yeah. And it's crazy because I watched the battle scene grow. Probably not too dissimilarly to the way that you saw the competitive gaming scene grow.
Sure.
And we're probably like kind of saw it and it's like, okay, there's a couple guys on Justin.tv.
Right, yeah.
Before it became Twitch, back where I used to watch wrestling live.
Yeah.
That was sick. But, what was I saying? Justin? Battle raps. So these guys used to rap in parks and then now they're in maybe not stadiums, but there's a bunch of different battle leagues like Wild and Out and Cannon Show, whatever.
Sure.
This guy's like, he's like, Cortez is saying, Bruce B, and the guy's like, rest in peace, Bruce B. It's like very rare that they interrupt each other.
Yeah.
But for this one, it's like, yeah, rest in peace. Like, I would never disrespect. Lifts up his shirt, tap from here to here, Bruce B, and I would never disrespect him. But then he goes through and he's just like, oh, I don't know the thing memorized, but it's like, every line on the thing, or he's like, Jeff was the name of Holohan, Jeff Holohan. Sure. He's like, every line he did, you dealed it yourself. Because, like, basically, he was the druggie that, like, his buddy overdosed. Right. He was the plug. And he was like, every line on the table, coke in every tablet, you the worst kind of friend, you influence his every habit. You made him hide his sensibilities. And since you taught him how to do drugs, I'm going to teach you about responsibilities. Woo! Everyone in the crowd, real friends, but date myself. I would hate myself. If I'm the reason my mans ain't here, I would take myself. Everyone's like, no bars and metaphors, because I say this shit in the realest way, because your actions then are the reason he ain't here today. Everyone's just like,
I feel like I was there, man.
It was like, what a climax. What a fucking climax, dude. Dude, battle rap was like pro wrestling at its finest, where it was like, back pro wrestling.
You know, when you think about it, it's about like pro wrestling.
It kind of is, though.
But it's like,
yeah,
bounce.
yeah, I can get behind this one.
And like,
Powys has been equating everything to pro wrestling lately.
Well, shoot. In the sense that there's humans involved.
Think about it. It's
But,
really
like-
relates a lot to pro wrestling.
But it'd be like, yo, these guys battle, and then he beats someone, and he beats someone. Oh, what if they fight? Oh my God, they're fighting! No way! And then it just got a bit saturated for me to really keep my like heartbeat interest. But in the beginning, I was that 13, 14-year-old that was emailing, YouTube messaging the guy who put it on, like, Kid Twist should have won that shit. You screwed up. Why'd you give it to Hollow Head? Are you kidding me? This is a joke. And then the guy messaged me back like, shut up, kid. I'll IP ban you. Organic, what's up? And then I was like, screw this. I'm like, I'm going to write a diss track. I'm going to destroy you, Organic. Organic needs to find keys to unlock a rhyme scheme, but before he starts, get his top row of teeth out from behind me. And that was coming from Mr. Bucktooth, because Organic had the worst teeth. Even worse than these. What's up, Organic? Anyway. Yeah, I was into it back then.
Dude,
That
yeah,
passion.
it seems like it, man.
Passion is addictive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
That's fair, dude.
Yeah. Seeing people that are just into things.
One of my stories, my best stories of that was our good buddy Taylor Coulthard.
Oh, yeah.
We just had one of those like eye lock convos about D&D, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, for sure.
And he was telling me about like this YouTube series that he watched where he crushed many 4-hour eps.
Yeah, I'm guessing Critical Role.
Probably.
Probably is, yeah.
And at the end of it,
That's the YouTube D&D right there.
Is it?
You do that, and it's fucking sick.
It's pretty sick.
It's so dope.
and like
I haven't really dabbled.
he said like in the series finale, like one of them had to like kill the other character. He had to leave the fucking
Yeah.
shit, like leave the actual show. And as he's telling me, he's trying so hard to like hold back his tears. And he's just like looking me in the eyes, like he's not scared to like show me that like his eyes are welling up, but like a tear did not roll from his eyes. But I was like, I'm fucking sold on this shit. Critical Role, eh?
Yeah.
They have
It is like 4-hour apps though.
just and how
That's,
many like
They're all like
There's tons now. Man.
serious voice actors.
Yeah, they're all like voice act. Like
It's all very
if you play video games, like you have heard these people. Like
Oh,
they're really successful voice actors.
oh in video game
yeah.
like they're voice actors.
They're voice
Yeah.
actors. In
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So, and so like they just have this group and they play D&D. Like it's a weekly thing. I'm pretty sure they're still doing it now. I haven't watched it in a while, but it's like weekly. When I was watching it was on Thursdays. You go watch it on Twitch. They do it live,
Right,
and then you can watch them like retroactively on YouTube and all that.
right.
But yeah, they have like all really interesting characters. They do voices for the characters. The DM is like the dungeon master. He's like one of the best dungeon masters like ever, and he has
Yeah.
like all these crazy voices for his villains and characters and stuff like that. And it's just fun.
Yeah.
And they're all like fun people to listen to and watch anyway. So.
So it's good visually.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can just listen to it as like a podcast too, and that
Right.
would work.
Right.
But like it's their setup is pretty nice. That
Right.
it's visually fun to watch. They have like they each have their own camera kind of thing, and then the DM has his camera.
and
So
then the board, right?
yeah,
No
But-
way. Just got a time cue from their produce, direct, owner, master, and I was incredulous. Sorry,
nice.
but yeah, Critical Role.
Yeah, it's because you just ate up like 40 minutes about the rap battles, dude. It went by like nothing, but
Calling me Jewish? You got a lot of balls. I'll fuck your mom and then bust on her face like Mazel Tov.
I'm sorry, what?
Kid Twist.
Excuse me.
And you've been eating way too much Haagen-Dazs. What is it? If I'm Jewish, this battle's the reverse of the Holocaust. I don't know if that aged poorly or what, but that was from 05. It was real bars.
Okay.
Kid Twist, KT.
All right, great. Yeah, cool.
Sorry. But yeah,
Kid Twist, hit us in those DMs.
Kid Twist, man. Let me know if that book's coming out. Sorry, I haven't been following your career as much lately.
busy with the pod.
Kid Twist, he's my favorite pro wrestler.
And just like pro wrestling,
Taylor Coulthard's my
him
favorite
and
pro
Po
wrestler.
Rich,
He's not real.
to spike interest, canned a rap battle. Like they had one of the greatest rap battles with the greatest comebacks
It was
of all
fixed?
time. It was fixed. Oh my god, it's just like pro
God,
wrestling.
it is pro wrestling.
Dude.
I'm not sold
Man.
anymore.
I was so chiseled, but yeah. Is Critical Role one of our new sponsors?
I don't think they can sponsor.
Nah.
They got cash.
They can get us
probably,
on
They
there.
probably do.
Ooh.
Pow is going to be a freestyling bard.
Nah, that'd be sick.
So shall it be freeth?
Dude, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That when we have our what do you call it, spin-off pod here, our D&D pod. Dude, it's gonna be sick, and we're gonna kill it.
And
it's gonna be voices and fun times, and Powys never gonna know what dice to roll because he's new. And it's gonna be great.
The one with 20.
It takes a while.
Yeah, that's almost always the answer. So whenever you get told to roll, just roll that one first. You're most often gonna be right.
It's sick. Critical roll.
Don't forget to wash your hands and watch Bon Appetit this Sunday at 4.
Nice.
Let's keep this thing rolling.
Our producer told us not to do it. He said you can't do it. You can't do any more podcasts. I got nowhere to go, guys.
We're fine. I got nothing to say except.
What if we just run out of things now?
Oh, except.
We shouldn't have done this.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like.
What?
I feel like we should mention that this is a significant day.
Why?
What?
Because Jared, you're one of my closest pals in the whole world.
Yeah.
And of all my friends, I know all their birthdays, but I always forget yours. And I believe it's today.
It is.
It is today. So happy birthday to Jared. I totally forget every fucking year. And I just checked my phone in between pods and found out. Bonzi texted the group. I was like, oh shit. Should probably mention something. I mean, we could sing.
No, please don't. They tried to sing it at work today, and I was like, I will leave if you start singing.
Okay, so did people know it was your B-Day, or is there like someone in HR?
No, so like,
Do you know HR?
We were talking last week. We went to happy hour after our Thursday's our Friday with the shift that I work on.
Sure.
And we were talking. I think someone asked me when my birthday was. I was like, yeah, it's next Thursday. They're like, oh, that's when the new store opens. Like, we've got a whole revamped men's section. Got to break it in today.
Nice.
Oh man, it looks so fresh, so clean.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't like making a big deal of my birthday. It's like I find. People get upset when I don't. They're like, you didn't tell me, and I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like sometimes, if I'm doing something, it's like an event or something.
I'm sure I felt that way in the past, but it was largely a projection of my own poor friendship. I'm sure. Like what? I knew. It's easy to know. Today, fuck. But yeah. No, it's I'm the opposite. I love birthdays. They're a huge deal.
Same, man.
It's just massive.
Birthday's fun as hell.
I feel like birthdays are. I was thinking about it today, and like seeing how it brings people together. Yeah. That's what I enjoy about it.
Right.
Like that's the good part, man.
Yeah, I think like
celebration.
Yeah. Like, what was it? There was one year where we went to like a paint rave on my actual birthday. And we dressed as cops because Knife Party has a song called Plur Police, and it's like a play on the Bad Boys, like the cops theme. Right. And so me, Kev, and Anthony dressed as cops in Halloween costumes. And the amount of people that came out of the porta potties that thought I was an actual cop, like all freaked out. I was like, I'm not a narc. Got like super harassed by the cops or like the security like on the way in. They're like, you can't be wearing that. You gotta take the badge off and all this stuff. I'm like, it literally says like Officer Love. Like respect and some other thing we wrote on there. It's like says plumber on the back of our security. Give me your badge.
Who's scanning minutes? You really had to sell it all the ravers in there to beat a couple just to keep appearances up.
This is so not Plur.
Congratulations on surviving.
Nice.
2 years old. I like the age ambiguity. I like to keep my age ambiguity because everyone typically thinks I'm younger than I am. For you, I imagine it's the opposite, given that you had a full beard by grade 3. And
depends on
trip
the
to
setting.
Watermania in grade 5 exposed that one of us had armpit hair first.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That was a big deal in that change room, man. There's a lot of talk about
Say what?
Picks, yeah.
He's a man! Does this mean he can kill us?
Even worse than my brother in grade 5, man. He had like the viewers and listeners don't know this. My brother has a very low voice. Very deep voice.
Mhm.
But he had that voice like in the 5th grade when he was like 10, 11 years old.
Mhm.
And my mom would think that like me and him would be like playing video games in the basement or something, and she'd think that there's like a strange man in the house. It's just my brother being like, "Oh, hey, it's me, Aaron."
Straight.
Yeah,
Good Aaron.
Pardon?
Good Aaron impression.
it was all right. It was closer. It was closer to a Jeff Bird impression, I think.
There had to be a little bit more. A little bit more like, this isn't what I wanted. Oh God, I'm gonna get killed for that shit. Oh Lord. The first cut is the deepest.
The worst part about Powys' impressions is like they're offensive, but they're like usually pretty accurate.
I mean,
Oh, he's excellent.
if I've done it that much,
Yeah.
there's got to be some sort of like love involved,
obviously.
and
of
respect
course.
and endearment.
Of course.
I'm gonna MC that dude's wedding.
Yeah.
Right.
We're fucking gonna be there,
I
dude.
know, man. I'm
I
getting a
mean-
legit invite this time around. I'm not even just your plus
Bullshit, no resage. Add it, book a new venue, Margaret, with 217. Capacity, not 16. But yeah, I'm hyper stoked. Hopefully
Nice.
it shakes out. We'll see
That's
how
dope.
traveling
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
is.
Just walk there. Epic walk, dude.
That's a valid
Epic
point.
walk.
How long would that take? Like 2 days at most to the east coast of the US?
To drive.
Yeah. I wanted when like the plan first came out, I wanted to ride my motorcycle out there.
Really?
But like after doing like a couple long trips on my motorcycle now, I'm like, man, that's a tough
It
fucking
must be
ride, dude.
tiring, right?
It is, yeah. And like it's like I don't ride like a super fast like it can go fast and everything. It's still a motorbike,
Right.
but like it's just not super comfortable to drive crazy fast on it, and
Right.
like it would just take me like days of riding.
How's the chafing situation on the old downstairs area?
It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Comfy seat.
Yeah. It's a reasonably comfy bike.
Damn. That would be a concern of mine. Riding around on something.
I mean,
You don't have to like rub all on it. You sit on there and
That's
stay
how you're
put.
supposed to sit on them.
where'd you get that body from?
You're not throwing it back for a real one on there, dude.
Guys, I've been
Jaaron back shots.
I've been sitting on chairs wrong my whole life.
Yeah,
No, you get on it like you would get on anything else. You pull your ass cheeks apart, and then you sit on the motorcycle, and then it just rattles your asshole for a few hours.
If you watch that thing on, I've been looking at a bunch of Instagram versus reality right now,
Oh yeah.
and the chicks are like, "Here's how you make your hips look huge," and they do that exact
And
thing.
they sit down, but
When they sit
pull
down,
their
they
ass
out flap.
Oh, you
their
do that
stuff.
in yoga all the
Out-flap
time.
your-
You have flat your ass.
Well-
You move all the meat.
So you actually sit on the
yeah,
bones,
yeah.
and
That
then
makes
they
sense.
just go like this, and they just look as hip as a
Something.
hippo.
Nice.
Oh. I'm trying to
We gotta scrap this pod.
Can we restart this one? Mulligan.
It's toast.
Darn it!
It's brown bread.
What did I want to say? Oh, seats.
What?
Bike.
We all got them.
Oh.
On my first bike, it was a pain. On my second bike, it was not. Wow, you guys brought up biking? Cool.
I was going to segue. because
Bike doesn't have a motor on it. dude.
Today, but it does. Today was a significant bike day.
Nice.
It was my longest I'd ever cycled.
Sick. How far?
2 kilometers.
Oh.
Times 40, I did 80 clicks.
80 clicks. Dude,
Yes.
That's actually crazy, man. How long
And
did that take you?
4 hours because a
Yeah,
good
no.
chunk of those clicks were up Cypress Mountain. Today
Oh
we did
my
Cypress.
God.
Yes. We cycled up for about, well, honestly, getting to the base was not downhill by any stretch. It
No,
was
yeah.
a lot of uphill.
It's all mountain.
Yeah, and then you kind of start your time at the bottom.
Right.
And that's kind of grouse grind vibes.
Yeah,
In that it's like kind of difficult the whole time, but still like beautiful scenes.
Yeah. Well, it's like you hit your pace and then you just kind of keep going, right? Like it's same as any kind of endurance thing.
And that's a beautiful segue into something I'm most proud of myself was my ability to keep my pace even
Nice.
despite listening to heavy music.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to my Plus Ultra playlist. The Pendulum by the Vulture by Pendulum, which was Knife Party. Knife Party. Yeah. They were Pendulum, so it's like, the Vulture! I feel the panic! We're taking the power! And I'm like, this, like, go slow, go fucking slow, go fuck. Because when I'm jogging, it's like, you get your drop, and then it's like, screw it, let's go! Like, and then you go plus ultra sprint for 5 yards, and then it's like, I'm done. So I was really proud of myself keeping my pace, and
nice,
it was a fruity one, man. I loved it.
Speaking of fruit, cherry on top was what?
You didn't do it.
No. It's like, these guys caught me. It's a birthday prank.
This guy. Okay.
No.
What did you eat soup?
No. Nice. Oh, dude. The cherry on top is that I not humbly, beat Zach up the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Even though I've been looking at his rear end for basically the entire time we've been biking.
He beat his ass up there.
It was a nice rear end. I beat that very visible crack through his very tight fucking... It's like, he's like, dude, all you gotta wear is this. I'm like, you could get away with some underwear underneath it. Shed the weight, bro. Shed the weight. Think about it. You gotta carry those 5 ounces up 1,200 kilometers of elevation. 1,200 meters of elevation. Like, you think about it, it's not a lot, but over 1,200 meters is actually like 7 pounds. And like, I'm actually already carrying so much... I mean, the race favors me hugely in that it's like endurance and not power, but when I passed him and I was just like going my bit and I could tell he was kind of like having to dig deep and I was like, okay, just be chill, don't sell it yet. And I got to the top and as I got to the top, the Ecstasy of Gold came on.
Yeah.
Inicio Morricone. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry to ruin it.
Spoilers, dude.
It's a spoiler alert. And it's
you just sang the drop, bro.
True. But the scene is like really like there's a flat thing at the top that's like feels like a western boat with like a bunch of trees.
Yeah.
It's a mountain range with canyons and shit.
Yes.
And I'm up there like I have been working out with this bastard every day and just been like, sometimes I feel like we go on bike rides together just because he wants to finish ahead of somebody else. like he just slips, I'll be in his slipstream the whole time. And like, it's just, I mean, of course it's rooted in love and training and all this, whatever. But like, you know, it was nice to get one.
Nice.
It was nice to get one. And like when I passed him, I was like, get your foot like at the top, like, let's go! Like, especially since I'd held back on all the songs before, like all those drops, like, no. And if I'd known where the actual ending was, I wouldn't have been such a lollygagger and I would have gotten a slightly better time.
Yeah.
But he actually, for the record, if the end line was that thing at the parking lot, he actually passed it before me, and I was actually overselling, and he was just like, did the bike thing where he pushes it before, so God, baby, that's a win, baby, that's a win, baby, stick it to the end. But he sort of was just like, later on, was just kind of like, how pumped are you right now? I was just like, so begrudging, and I was like, man, I'm so proud of myself right now. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. This is one at the table of my greatest athletic achievements.
That's sick.
What happened today. So I'm glad we did the extended pod and I got to fucking immortalize it, man.
The Sally.
And I would have never, ever gotten there without fucking Zach's tutelage. So it's very much a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan situation where Kobe in the Bulls doc says, like, you people say I can beat Michael one-on-one, be that as it may. He helped me so much.
Yeah.
Without him laying what he did, I never get the hunger to do this. So no, there's no comparison. Yeah. So I'm kind of in that camp right now. I mean, if you were to compare us, say, in a who could get up Cypress faster, then I suppose I would win. But
hypothetically.
But I awakened the fucking beast.
Nice.
And he fucking was in a different gear going home. And he's going to be in a different gear. It's going to be a different one next time. It could have been my first and last, but I will say I changed my mentality like 2 days before and was like, listen, I'm all like giving Zach this respect, being down with him, being so far ahead of me and stuff. Because like, just on the whole, you kind of need to give respect to the person that's given more reps. You know, and like the person that's missed every birthday party to train and to succeed, and now he's better. So it's like, well, he paid the price. But at the same time, it's like, dude, I need to fucking realize that I'm also sick. I'm also a human. He is also a human. And there are things at play and I can get there. Yeah. And ever since I changed my mentality, man, I can feel the gap closing. And I wrote a lyric.
Immortalizing.
I don't give a fuck if you say Zach's better, because if he's All Might, then I'm Endeavor.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Endeavor is straight fire. He's a human and fire hybrid.
Endeavor. Yeah, for those at home, those are Boku no Hero references. All Might is the big hero.
And he's overrated.
Okay,
I mean, there's so much hate on the internet for that one.
I'll just let you. Because
he's sick, but he's not a sick.
You know who I've been loving lately is Mineta. And there's a character in Boku no Hero who's basically like hyper perverted.
Sure.
And
that's why Power relates to him.
Yeah, like I'm getting this so far.
Boku no Hero is almost so perfect that I think they put him in as a device to capture hate. But that's not why I love him. I love him because I think he makes people reevaluate their relationships with sex and sexuality. Because it's like, you see this Mineta and he's like such a pervert, like, you know, for example, he'll see a young person and say, like a 5-year-old girl and say, I wonder what you're going to look like in 10 years. And that was like the really gross one. It's like, dude, Mineta's just
It's pretty
gross.
funny though what he said.
It's funny, but gross.
It's gross.
But gross. But funny.
In the context of the show, it was a pretty funny line.
It was funny.
Because he's such a hateable character.
Right.
But he's also hilarious.
Yes. And gross. But
okay.
The point is that someone watching that is like, yo, this is not acceptable behavior. Let's all rally around this being unacceptable. So I kind of like him as that.
Do you think that there's also people that are like, that guy speaks like I do? Cool.
Dude, it's fucking anime, dude. There's so many people watching it.
It's true. It's true.
Who think that way, man?
Exactly. And I also like this line because
weeaboo neck beards.
It's gonna make
she's a 9,000-year-old demon. Okay, it's all right.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's gonna make me justify my love of or change my opinion about one of the villains who I hate.
Spoilers.
Because he...
Spoilers, they know there's a villain in the show now.
He uses what Don Miguel Ruiz calls black magic as opposed to white magic, because white magic is
racist.
Whatever. White magic is like, ooh, talk about something nice, like, oh, this pop filter would be an amazing spit guard and would never. And black magic would be like, why is it so small? You know, negative versus positive.
Sure.
Dude,
and
there's
there's
Ice Cube experiment.
What's that?
Where people like swore and talked shit to water and then froze it and then said nice things. Have you not heard about this? And then the way that they like,
Ryan's like,
it affected
yeah,
how the shit like froze.
Oh yeah,
and the spacing between all the particles.
Dude, why do you think I sing to my plants?
That shit's real.
Because of ish like that. Yeah, they froze them, and then the stuff that had like good adjectives or whatever had beautiful like snowflake like crystals in the ice, and the shit that had like ugly, horrible was like all scattered and like not uniform and blah blah blah.
They were both ice, right?
Ice.
Yeah, and they were both still ice.
Yes, they were both still ice.
But one tasted.
So no. So how's what's this say that the good looking ice is worth more than the not good looking ice?
No, it's not that.
Sorry, boys. You thought you were on something. I don't think you were.
I would say more symmetry and banvan wasted energy and scatter and ich mein banvan Löffer. Ich liebe Allmenge, der Stumpfelpeter.
No.
I always drop der Stumpfelpeter whenever I see a German person. It's like, you're from Germany? They're like, yeah. I was like, how about der Stumpfelpeter? And they're like, no. They're like, how do you know der Stumpfelpeter? And they're like, you know what that means? Dude, that's not a word, you know. It's about a dude named Peter, Peter, and Stumpfel means stupid, so... Stumpf, you guys remember that shit?
Yeah, we got showed it. It
Madame
was a German
Fox.
book Madame Fox showed us in grade 8.
I do not remember.
It was like a fairy tale book, except the morals were really fucked up. The kid,
that's what fairy tales are, man. Is like
the kid was
all that
sucking his
shit,
thumb
yeah.
too much, so there's this fucking demon who came and like
cut
cut his thumbs off
cut
with
the thumbs
scissors.
off, yeah. That's like where like all the fairy tales come from, man. Is like German folk stories, and they're all fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, it's all like
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah, it's all Hansel and Gretel shit, right?
Right.
Like where you just fucking walk into the woods and then some crazy one eats you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like Disney said,
That's kind of how like Indian parents teach you growing up. It's like if you do this, something really fucked up is gonna happen.
as in somebody gonna get a hurt.
No.
Bad
The most overdone bit in the history of Indian
because
comedy.
it lands. I'll call child services right now, bro.
That was
call them right now. Sorry, your fucking charging port is going on my phone. I just try to cushion it every time I drop it.
Just drop it full, dude.
Child services. Hold on. Rewind.
German
Get
fairy
hurt.
tales.
Right. Disney
Imagine.
gets all their stuff. Like they said that The Lion King was their first original or
Oh
whatever.
my god.
Lion King's just Hamlet, though.
You ruined Lion King for me with that shit.
I mean, Lion King isn't original. They just stole it from some Japan. He probably stole
Right,
it from.
yeah, I heard this.
And then-
well, the story's just
Kimba the
Hamlet.
White Lion.
Yeah, dude.
Except
Yeah.
instead of Mufasa getting trampled, he drowns in a river. But it's like the exact
Different
same
story, man.
story.
They
You just told me it's different.
in The Simpsons, they even shouted out because they're like, I mean, I'm getting this all from a YouTube video, but still legit. They
YouTube videos are legit, okay?
That's right.
people that make them. People that make them. But no, they show the clip from The Simpsons where it's like, no, don't do that, Simba, because the fucking Simba in the Japanese one is literally named fucking Kimba.
Oh, okay.
And they changed it to Simba. God. But they were like, this is Disney's first original, so I never knew that where they sourced all the other ones from.
Yeah.
So I guess maybe it's...
Well, a lot of them
Yeah,
are
but
based on
folk
fairy
tales.
tales.
Yeah, all fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah. Like Snow White, Cinderella, fucking Sleeping Beauty.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and
Aladdin.
the Beast.
Aladdin.
Speaking of beasts, gentlemen, we're about to go to an ad break or perhaps conclude the cast, depending on how the editing ends up, not to get too meta.
Oh, yeah. What if this ends up in the middle?
We Undies?
We Undies.
Magnum version.
Magnum MeUndies.
That's patent.
For the well-endowed gentleman.
If that's you.
It's all of us.
Not me.